Hey everyone, I'm Barbara Jean and welcome to episode 1 of the Knitting Camper. I'm really excited and nervous and scared to death about doing these podcasts. But I'm on a new life journey, so why not include this as well? This episode will be a quick introduction of what I'm hoping will be the content of the podcast, and also a quick introduction on who I am. And I'll be sharing some of my projects with you that I've completed and that I have in the works right now. So first of all, why do I want to do this? I don't know. I'm recently retired. In fact, I retired April 30th, and I'm excited about this new journey that I'm on, becoming a full-time housewife. I worked my entire marriage so far, and it's just nice to be able to be a full-time housewife. I don't have to clean the house after work or on the weekends. Not that I did, and I'll explain. Larry was retired prior. About 10 years ago he retired, so he took on the role of housewife or house husband. He did the laundry, the cooking, the cleaning, and the dusting, and I am beyond blessed and grateful, and maybe just a tad bit spoiled, but I'll take it. So I get to become that housewife and doing the cleaning and the chores and the cooking and the laundry. I know people are probably going, what? I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying being a housewife. I am excited that I can get all of my chores done in the mornings, and if we decide to go for a ride to the North Georgia mountains, we can hop in the car and go. No agenda. Don't have to worry about our obligations. We can just go. Retirement life so far is good. Excuse me. Sorry, little frog. I'm going to get a little drink of water. But it's just been a lot of fun. Larry and I love to go camping. We recently converted from a tent to a small travel trailer. Nothing fancy. No big pull-outs, slide-outs, or anything like that. Just a basic tin can with a bed, a bathroom, and a kitchen area, and a dinette. But we love it. It's perfect for us. We'd like to go usually about once a month. We've been exploring the Georgia state parks, and we're going to try to share some of that with you as well. He likes to fish, so when he's out fishing, I'm sitting at the campsite knitting or reading. Can't beat that. Knitting by a campfire when it's chilly outside, it's fab. If you've not tried it, it's just amazing. With nature around, just sitting outside, love it. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, so we'll have little tidbits in there about our camping trips and about life in general. You know, we own a home, so there'll be house projects that we'll be working on and things that we'll be doing. So I'm looking forward to sharing some of that with you, or even asking for your advice on some things that we might be doing. Who knows where this is going to go. I do love to knit. My mother taught me to knit, I must have been 8, 9, or 10. So many, many years ago. And I would knit off and on throughout the years. I just recently picked it back up again about 5 or 6 years ago, and really continuing and knitting continuously. Sorry, I'm a little tongue twisted right now. But I love it, and I'm getting, I'm learning new things, trying new things, and I'm playing with a tassel that's twisted here, so I do apologize. Can't help it. There, fixed. But I'll be sharing my projects with you, my knitting projects. I do a little bit of crocheting, and I just taught myself how to weave. I've acquired an Ashford 16-inch rigid head loom, and it is so fun. I love it. love it. So that's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to share all of that with you as well. So other than that, for right now, that's who I am. And I'm going to show you some of the finished objects that I have. I have one whip, and it's a weaving whip. And I did this on the loom, 16-inch loom. It is called the Log Cabin pattern. I'll show you that. It's done in a dark red and a green colored yarn. I have to wet finish it and finish up the fringe. I think I'm going to do a twisted fringe on it. And the yarn that I used is this right here. It is Sage and Cherry, and it's Hobby Lobby's. I love this yarn. It's very soft, and so when this is wet finished, it will be even softer and scrumdiddlyicious, and that's going to be fun. So I think I might try and get this done tonight and get it laid flat to dry. The difference, one of the things that I've learned is when you wet finish a woven piece, it's not like blocking when you're knitting. When you knit, you soak it, you squeeze it all out, and you lay it flat, and you might pin it or that type of thing. This, you just want to lay it flat. No stretching, no pulling, no wires, no pins. You just lay it flat and let it dry. So, yeah. So this is going to probably get done tonight. I hope. We'll see. Another project that I have completed is a pair of socks. These are, and I'm sorry, I apologize for the lighting. These are made with scraps of yarn, or leftover yarns, more leftover than scrappy. A couple years ago, I made a scarf. It was from Michael's, and the pattern was by Isaac Mizrahi and his yarn. And it was just a plain garter stitch scarf. It was real pretty colors. This is a pink and an orange. You probably can't really tell on here. And I had some left over sitting up here in my yarn wall. So this yarn was a wool and nylon blend. And I decided to take a chance and hope that I had enough to make a pair of stripy socks. There was a third color in the scarf, which was a red. I didn't include it. Why didn't I include it? Because I didn't have enough left. That's why. So this pattern is from the Crazy Sock Lady. It's the vanilla sock. And I will, anything I mention, I will put in the description below. And be sure and visit and check out her sock patterns and her store. This is super easy to follow. And I'm so glad I found it. And I do have a sock story. I decided last November, December, somewhere around in there, that I was going to do 12 pairs of socks for 2021. One pair a month. I got January done, February, March. They were horrible. The toe, the foot was too long or too short. They were disproportioned. It was awful. So I found her vanilla sock pattern in she has it on Ravelry and on Etsy. So I got it, and I am so glad I did. I've had so much fun knitting up these socks using her pattern. So thank you, Kay with the Crazy Sock Lady. You've made my life so much easier. So that's that. Another item I have is the Malabrigo Temperance Shawl. It was out quite a while ago. The first round of the pattern had a lot of mistakes in it. So it kind of threw me for a loop there for a little while. But it's quite large. Let me see if I can show it. It's quite big. I'm upside down a little bit with it, but the colors are really pretty. I really love the yarn, the way it feels and the way it worked up. And the yarn that I used for this pattern, and I'm going to have to put my glasses on so I can read this, so I apologize. It's what happens when you reach retirement age. So the pink color, which is this right here, is this yarn, Malabrigo, what does it say? Malabrigo Light of Love. And the yellow, this color that the eyelet section is done in, is Mirasol Solca Legato, and its colorway is 26. And the variegated color, this section right here, is you're gonna have to read it because I can't say it. And the color is color 1024 Vin something. So I purchased this yarn from one of the local yarn shops. Well, it's not really local to me. It's quite a ways away, but it's the only one around. It's one of the few around, and it's called Yarn Junkies. She's located in, I'm not sure if it's Winder, Brazelton, or Houston, but I'll clarify that and put it down below here where exactly she's located. Her name is Lisa, and it's a great little shop, and I can't wait to get back there and visit that shop again. And so I had scrap left over, and I made a pair of scrappy socks. I had enough to do the 2 shorties. And this here, where the bottom of the heel is the pink, right there. I was watching the podcast, and I believe this is correct. The podcast One More Row with Carrie with Stolen Minutes and Kay with the Crazy Sock Lady. And Carrie had a sock where she had put that on the heel like that. And I believe she saw someone else do that. I don't know who it was, but Carrie, thank you for sharing. I love doing that. It's great on a pair of socks, on a pair of scrappy socks, or any socks, really. Great idea. Love it. And I probably will do this again. Let's see. So, but yeah, this is the vanilla sock as well. And I just, of course, made this shorter. These were on a 2.75 needle. And these were on a 2.75 needle. And this yarn is thicker, but it made a nice, thick, warm sock. So I'm good with that. Let's see. The next thing is a hat. And this is the photographer's hat. The pattern is on Ravelry. And I heard about this pattern. I was watching Mesa Skeins live podcast the other night. And someone had mentioned, or she had mentioned, the photographer's hat. And so I was like, I'm going to go check it out. And I did. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry, so I'll try and put a link down below in the description. But this is the hat. And it's, you know, it's supposed to, like, be a floppy hat. Like, so, sort of, I guess. But this is a thicker yarn. It's thick. and it doesn't have a lot of movement to it. So I like it better with this part turned up. It looks really good, and then this comes down like this or so. Love it. It's so warm and so thick. I cannot tell you the name of the yarn. And there's a story. So you will hear me refer to some of my yarn as mystery yarn. And that's because I was blessed and gifted 3-4 bags of garbage bags full of yarn. And I would say the majority of it is an acrylic base. However, not all of them were full skeins. So I don't know how much of each yarn I have. And a lot of it did not have labels. So it's a mystery. I'm confident to say that it's acrylic. I'm confident to say that I could probably do many hats or mittens. I could probably do a few, several scarves, but I just don't know what the content of the yarn is. It's a mystery. But I have been thinking that maybe, and this is some of it up here behind me, on this wall behind me. This is some of the mystery yarn. Some of it you can look at and you know exactly what it is. And some of it you're going, I have no clue where it would have come from. But I'm thinking of trying to catalog it. Yeah. Doing maybe the burn test to see if it's wool, or determine that 100% that it's acrylic. Doing the wraps per inch and weighing it to see how many grams I have, because I don't know the quantity of any of it either. So that's going to be a question for you. Should I catalog it? And what do you think is the best way to do that? Put your answers below in the comments. Be great. Be a lot of help. I appreciate it. Thank you. So I have one more finished object, and this is another scarf that I wove on my loom, and the pattern is houndstooth, and it's probably showing up as black and white. However, it is a brown and a soft pink. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, the color coffee and soft pink. I love it. It turned out so good. I am so happy with it. And it's the first time I did a hem on there, and I did the twisted fringe. So it's just nice and warm, and it's starting to get cool here in Georgia. So I can't wait to start wearing some of these things that I've been making. And I haven't decided if I'm going to gift this to someone or if I'm going to keep it for myself. Who knows? But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So that's the projects that I have completed. I have no whips. I just took a bunch of stuff off the needles, so I'm going to be casting on probably a hat or a pair of socks tonight. I have a basket sitting over there staring at me that is full, that has 4 unfinished objects, and they're all blankets. I don't like finishing up blankets. So encourage me to get working on those blankets. I'm waiting on a new set of needles to come in so I can start a hat for Larry, which he picked the pattern, been having trouble finding a hat pattern that he likes. So he picked the pattern and the yarn, and so I'll be getting that on the needles hopefully soon as well. And yeah, that's it. So I think at the end of this, I'm just going to put up a couple of photos of our last trip, our last camping trip. We went to Fort Yargo State Park in Winder, Georgia. Had a fabulous time. I had a little bit of an injury. We'll talk about that in another time, but thank you so much for joining me. Leave your suggestions or opinions or ideas on how I can catalog the mystery yarn in the comments below. I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.